Number 1. The Thames, a Victorian fort built to defend Britain's most important river. Situated almost 2,000 feet into the Thames, it wasn't designed for people to easily access. But none of the places in this video were, including Britain's longest jetty and a German submarine wreck.
You do not want to die in a place like this.
Construction on this iconic fort started in 1848, and much like big projects today, it was over budget and over time, completed after 7 years. The 3-storey high tower is considered the last Martello tower that was built. Whilst us and other explorers have covered the building many times, one area not often seen is the basement.
So we're down in the lower levels of the tower. It's pretty dark and it's pretty disgusting. There's so much rubbish down here on the floor. Just look at the amount of detritus that's built up over the years, and there's some sort of like oily looking substance like suspended in the water. But yeah, we've got like basically this sort of void, like this void under the original Martello tower part of the tower, the oldest part, and it just goes in a sort of circle really. Not that big looking at it from this angle. And then over there on the right, it sort of goes into this middle section where there's some sort of concrete pillar, which I think was probably added later to reinforce the tower, maybe in World War II. I don't know if we're going to go out into it just because there's a lot of like disgusting stuff down there, and I don't know how like deep it actually is beneath all this. Got the peer pressure, alright, we're going to have to, aren't we?
He comes out here with his waders, his wellies. He's probably got an inflatable life ring in his rucksack. So go on, Liam. You've got a nightcap.
Slimy. Right. Right, I think the boys have spoken then. I might die, but we're going to try. So I've got the camera down here. The peer pressure has actually paid off because I don't think this bit is actually that deep. It's quite deep. It's disgusting, really. Proper grim place, but it's got to be done for the history, isn't it? Got my trusty stick that's probably just as filthy as the rest of this place. We're down in this other section now. We've got the World War II concrete up the top, got the central bit out that way, and then panning round, got this old water tank dumped in here, and around the edges these little arched sections too. So I'm out in this next section. There's these little sort of ammunition lockers sort of things, or ammunition ports or something. Maybe this was used for storage, I don't know. And then moving around, we've got the other side of the big old water tank out there. So we're going to head back to the central section, check out the last bit, which looked to be sort of arched. So I've just squeezed through there, quite a narrow gap. And then look what we've come across. It's worth it. This lovely, well, I wouldn't say lovely, but this pretty cool looking smooth section. There's butterflies down here. They like to hang out in these places. Oh, it's attracted to the light, isn't it? Sorry, it just flew into my face. Gosh, poor thing can't get out. It's time to get out of here. You do not want to die in a place like this.
The fort saw action throughout the First and Second World Wars and was decommissioned in 1956. To see more about this fort, check out our other video from when we last visited. Staying on the Isle of Grain, our next stop was just along the coast to check out some Second World War anti-tank defences.
And we're just having a look at these dragon's teeth, and these basically were concrete blocks put in World War II to stop the Germans from landing things like tanks or transport, supply vehicles, all that sort of thing, in the possible eventuality of an invasion, which in 1940 was quite likely. And all these concrete tank traps were put in to stop these sort of vehicles from making a landing up onto the beaches. And these are actually some of the few left. I mean, there's loads of these blocks here, and they've got these sort of weird like cross bases. But all around the coast, in Essex and stuff and Kent, a lot of them have been destroyed. There's a few at Cliff, there's like just a couple, there's a few at Wat Tyler Country Park in Pitsea in Essex, there's 2 in Southend along the seafront, but there would have been loads more all along those areas. But here is one of the rare spots where lots of them still survive.
So what we are standing at here is the longest jetty in Britain. It's 2.5 kilometres long, and it was built in 1937, and it's still standing just about. It's not in the best of conditions. Whilst it's standing here, as you go further out, it's not quite secure in places, let's put it like that. This is actually part of the Berry Wiggins & Co oil refinery, which was formed in 1922, and then this was built as the site expanded. And yeah, as I said, the longest jetty in Britain.
Now once again on this adventure, it's me that's ended up doing the most difficult of tasks. Apparently I volunteered, yeah, sure. I'm definitely going to pretend I didn't now I'm on camera. It's in quite a bad way, this jetty really. It's falling down an awful lot. A lot of the sections out in the sea have actually collapsed. And if you look down here, you can see the pipework and bits is exposed, and the boards have kind of just fallen off a lot of it. It's getting quite windy actually as well. So for this bit, I've got to try and remember what I did. I think that's balanced on these pipes, like so. Do not try this at home if you have one of these in your house. And if you look out here, you will see the view out into the River Medway. So there is this sort of gate, I guess, which would have controlled access to the jetty. And if we persevere, whoops, without falling, then we will come to this little hut. And I guess this was just some kind of like control hut at the start of it. Again, with the gate, probably just control the access on and off of it, something like that. But some of these wooden boards are literally falling down, so you've got to be really careful about walking on this. We're gonna come around here, like so. Even the wall is shaking. But I just wanted to show you the inside of this for completion's sake. There's honestly nothing good in here at all, but we don't want to leave a stone unturned. There's a wooden box that looks pretty old, a few nails, a few bits of detritus, but nothing too amazing.
Now next to the jetty there's actually something quite special that's about a mile off the coast there, and that is the only visible German U-boat wreck in the UK, the only one that you can see with your eyes without going underwater in that. And this was a German U-boat, which in the First World War, it was seized from the Germans and it was towed over to Britain to be scrapped. Unfortunately though, it got into a bit of difficulty and it ended drifting off the coast, and it's been here for the last 100 years. Unfortunately, as it is so far out, we haven't managed to walk there, but we sent our eyes in the sky up to take a look.
So we've just finished our little exploration across the Isle of Grain, and we're now in Kingsnorth, and it's been really good just to see these areas. Joe's already been to them, but I've not seen the jetty and stuff, and it's obviously Frankie's first time checking out some abandoned ruins.
Indeed.
So yeah, it's been really good. How have you found it on the whole?
I really enjoyed it. No, thank you both. It's been a proper good experience. I didn't really expect to see what I saw. And no, it's been really enjoyable.
Great stuff.
Really good.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's about it. It's good to finally meet up after, I mean,
many
more
years.
than a decade. It's probably been.
Probably. Yeah.
Hopefully it's not that long until our next explore together. If you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does mean a lot to us. And of course, check out our articles on beyondthepoint.co.uk. But for now, thanks guys.